Season 10 was certainly a good season for the most part. Like other seasons, it adds new content and balancing. Being the first new season of the year and right after the Grand Major 2025, many people had high expectations. At the start of the season, we got Point Break. We also got World Tour changes, a new token system, and balance changes. For Point Break, it's an 8v8 game mode, basically like Rush from Battlefield. There's an attacking team and a defending team. The objective is to capture all 3 Grand Vaults on a map, make them blow up, then move on to the next 3. Do this process 3 times in a map, and you win. The attackers have 30 coins to spend. Dying loses a coin, rezzing replenishes a coin. Defenders have infinite coins. It's very quick for an attacker to arm a Grand's Vault, about 4 seconds, and long for a defender to disarm it, 9 to 10 seconds. Defenders win by draining the attackers of all their coins. Personally, this is the most fun casual mode. There's a sense of progression as you move through different sections of the map. With 8 players on each team, there's a lot of chaos, and being in objective mode, silver to cash out, the balancing feels right. Despite only having 3 maps, it's the game mode I played the most this season, and I enjoy it far more than Tedium and Power Shift. There has been an issue where players are able to move Grand Vaults outside of the map, placing them within boundaries. This has long been fixed, but it's created unwinnable situations for teams, ruining the experience for everyone. The problem was so bad, Embark had to issue bans for players caught abusing it. World Tour has been changed. The progress is universal. World Tour, before this season, is a tournament mode with 2 cash-out rounds and a final round. The further you progress, the more points you gain in World Tour, the reward being multi-bucks, a cool emerald background, and the highly sought-after emerald weapons. Now, you gain those points for playing anything. It doesn't have to strictly be non-ranked tournaments anymore. This is a welcome change. World Tour is often a grind each season, and I didn't like the feeling of wasting my time playing TDM when there's World Tour to progress. On top of the World Tour change, we have a new token system. It used to be for World Tour and ranks, you would get a shiny weapon of the season. Season 8, for example, the Ruby reward was the Lewis gun, and the Diamond reward was P90. Similarly, for World Tour, you would get up to 3 Emerald versions of weapons picked for that season. This has now been changed to a token system, where you can choose whatever weapon you want, granted you earned a token from the previous season. According to Embark support, the new rank skins feature a new visual style different from previous seasons. A welcome change. Many players have been asking for the system for some time, as the likelihood of a weapon they like being chosen for Ruby was unlikely. Me, a light main for example, would never use Lewis gun, so my skin for that is going to collect dust. Roster Mania. Many teams that majors to the major swap players around looking to create a better team. Potentially, chemistry issues or unresolved weaknesses that don't get fixed remain a problem and become a catalyst to swap out someone for another player. Personally, as a coach, I don't think roster mania makes sense when individual issues can be worked on over time with the right guidance. But chances are if a problem hasn't been fixed in months, it won't ever get fixed. And it's an unfortunate reality that it's easier to replace someone than work through issues, if that's even possible. Provided on the screen is the current signed NA teams actively scrimming. There's a few others not included here, but there's not many. If you're looking to see the highest levels of play, many players included here will stream these scrims often, and it's a blessing we get to see them. I only anticipate they'll keep putting in the work to stay locked in for the Grand Major 2026, and more teams will get signed as the major draws closer. Comp setbacks. Due to reasons I cannot say, PHL Season 3 has been delayed indefinitely. This has cascaded into Breakout pulling out the comp scene, many teams breaking up and giving up in the finals, and even orgs have dropped players. It's been very doom and gloom. This has been a big hit to the comp scene, careers have been ruined. Embark has put their RFI system on hold until they can plan next steps. A frequent complaint this season has been Smurfing. Basically, Smurfing is someone who's played the game for some time, they make a new account, launch a game, and play against players significantly less experienced in them. This is an issue in non-ranked modes where there seems to be some form of hidden matchmaking where new players are pitted against each other, but if one of these players is Smurfing, they'll have a very easy time killing everyone. It's even worse in ranks where losing can have consequences by lowering your elo. A Ruby player might Smurf into gold lobbies to easily frag out. In the more nefarious side, there are some players who will play on ults to target grief particular players or cheat. A Ruby player who might think they're being targeted by cheaters or griefers might also just play on the ult because what's the point of losing elo against people who don't care to win? What can Embark do? Just flat out say playing on an ult is bannable. If you play on an ult for whatever reason, the ult gets banned and your main gets banned. Personally, I am someone who plays on an ult often to avoid the frustrations of cheaters who have seemingly endless accounts. I do also like to solo queue when I get bored at Point Break. I'm fine with whatever stance Embark has, and Smurfs are damaging the experience of the game. Balance progression has felt a bit stagnant. At the beginning of the season, Light was nerfed to one glitch grenade, which has encouraged a double heavy meta. Then, to discourage the double heavy meta, heavy bubbles were nerfed and light glitches went back up to 2 charges. V9 was also overbuffed and was the best weapon in the game, but has since been nerfed several times to the point where it's still good, but not overwhelmingly. Medium pretty much is still on repeater. Many players are quite tired of it. It's basically a sniper, and nearly every top NA team is running a controller medium with repeater. Medium is feeling quite weak as it has no panic button. A panic button is something that lets you disengage in case the fight doesn't look good for you. For light, their panic button, they have dash. Heavy has mesh and dome. Medium has goo that takes so long to pull out they're often dead before they can throw it. Not only that, mediums lose up close to heavies. They can't chase lights who will shoot them in the back for looking away. At the moment, the only real way to properly play medium is to play space against the heavy, never get caught by a light, and just shoot range. You can also support in the downtime. Provided on the screen are all the meta loadouts for each class from what I've seen in top NA scrims. There's a bit of variation with gadgets. Some heavies like to use barricade with winch. Heal ball barricade is also pretty prevalent on Soul under construction. But this is pretty much it. All the weapons are organized left to right, close range to long range. My hopes for Season 10 are more content as usual. Maybe a new mode, more maps added to Point Break, further balance changes. Light gadgets in particular should get some setbacks, namely Invis Bomb and Infuser. In my opinion, they're a bit too out of band. Medium should have more variation in viable weapons and playstyle, as mentioned before. Heavy is feeling a bit too powerful when they can dominate close range and long range with poke weapons and heal ball. Whatever meta there is for Season 10, I really hope there's no poke weapons in the meta. With the recent events of the season and the comm screens drama, many players have abandoned ship and spread doom and gloom. However, I have hopeful expectations for Season 10 and the future. Competitive is already starting back up. The game will keep changing with balance, and the game absolutely will not die. This game has been my focus for the last year, and I look forward to staying in it for another. If these commentaries videos do well, I will look to do more. I'll be streaming plenty in the new season. Feel free to come around in my stream if you want. See ya.